to welcome our next speaker, who is Victoria Stampfer from Germany. Victoria is exhibiting in the middle of this room here, in the part that is devoted to participants of this year's Symposium of Illustration that happens every spring in Rome. And we are very happy to present the results of those 2 weeks of intensive work that participants of this symposium bring.
Hi everyone, so I'm Victoria Stampfer. I'm a freelance illustrator from Germany, Berlin, and I work from my studio there. Yeah, so I love drawing funny characters, so I will show you a bit of my work. So, for example, this is something I did for Vox.com. So every month they have a highlight, and I was happy to illustrate the highlight about food. And there were a few articles in these highlights. For example, this one was about the future of seedless fruits and all the research that is made in the genetics of the fruits to generate seedless fruits and if it's a good thing or not. So I decided to draw it with a bit of humor and draw a giant fruit getting a kind of a cosmetic or beauty surgery and to become the perfect fruit. Another article was about chicken nuggets. It sounds funny, but actually it was a bit more about like this hyper-processed food and that it's a big part of the US food culture, and it was super criticized because everybody knows that it's not super healthy. So, and also that there's a lot of research made right now to make it more healthy, like veggie nuggets, for example, or vegan nuggets. And yeah, so I decided to lighten this topic a bit by drawing the plate that became kind of a fortune teller's crystal ball, and that kind of informs us of the past, the present, and the future of the chicken nugget. Yeah. So these are a few illustrations that I did for this series about food. There was an article about sauces, about tonic and juices, influencers going to restaurants and taking pictures of their food, and also mukbang influencers, like these influencers that eat tons of food on YouTube. Yeah, and I think that this funny little character lightened these topics a bit up, and sometimes it was getting kind of scientific and everything, and yeah, that brought a bit of joy to these articles. And food is one of my favorite topics, actually. So I did another project. This one was for the Fumetto Festival in Luzern last year in Switzerland. So that's a series of drawing that I called Kitchen Stories. It's kind of kitchen still lives that seem to come alive. And I wanted to come out a bit of the 2D printed format, so I did some ceramics. I was already doing a bit of ceramics before, and I decided to kind of create my little fruit sculptures. So this is some pictures in the atelier, and this is how they turned out. My little friends. And then I exhibited them at the Fumetto Festival. I don't know if you know about it, but I can really highly recommend it. Right now there is an open call also for the satellite exhibitions. So during 2 weeks in the city of Luzern, illustrators and comic makers are exhibiting their stuff in several places, either in restaurants, libraries, windows, and so you walk around the city and there's a bit of illustration everywhere, which is really, really nice. And this one was in a restaurant, so actually I could not take super cool pictures of my work because it was always full of people, but here's an example. Yeah, and earlier this year, as Barbara said, I was invited to be part of the illustration symposium. So end of March we went direction Prumov to the monastery, and it was really nice. So here you can see some pictures of our atelier. So this is the place where we were working. It was in the garden of the monastery, and it was really inspiring because coming from the grey Berlin, this was really heaven. At the time when I arrived, I didn't really know what to do, what projects to do, because the symposium lasted 2 weeks. I just knew that I wanted to experiment with colors and textures and painting, because I work a lot digitally and on my tablet, and yeah, I thought it's the right time to just go out a bit of this and try something new. So yeah, I got my inspirations from the walks we made. So we had a hike, which was really nice, and the nature surrounding Brumov was really spectacular. And I took a lot of random pictures of the city and just walking around, looking for inspiration. Yeah, and then I started painting with all these inputs, and yeah, actually it was just a collection of all the stuff that I found inspiring and the nature, and yeah, what we did for the 2 weeks. So there are like these buildings that I found really cute, the Czech sweets, also the food. This is me lying on a sweet cake. Yeah, a status and a garden. And yeah, it was more about experimenting a new medium, because I never really painted before. So yeah, it was really nice. Then we had the exhibition. So also we had to choose a window in the city of Prumov to show our work. And yeah, so I show my work at Trafika. And I shared the window with Ausspäter. And yeah, then we had the opening and walked around the city and had a look at the work of everyone. And once again, it was really nice. And now I'm really happy that the work is also shown in the LUSTR Festival. So thank you for that. And that's it. Thank you very much.
So first, like for me, the times when I can devote myself to my own project or self-initiated projects are so refreshing for my later work for clients. Did you have some chance to try the different techniques, the painting and aquarelle afterwards in your other practice, for clients or so, or was there any chance to do something?
I didn't do any client work with that technique now, but I'm painting since then. It's really interesting, but I also realized it takes much longer. So, for example, in 2 weeks I made 5 paintings, which is not so much, and sometimes you have to be a bit quick when it's client's work. So I don't know, maybe if it's a project where I have a bit of time, why not? I would love to do it, because yeah, it was really fun, and I think it's really refreshing to come out of your screen, and also you cannot retouch it. It's an all other way of working. When you started with the colors, you cannot go back. As when you work on a screen, you can always change last minute. So yeah, it's a bit different, but I like it.
Great, thank you. Do people in audience have some questions?
I want to ask, with the editorial work, especially for Vox, how did you get to it? How was it offered to you? And did you work with a creative director? And if so, how was that?
So how did you get to the work for Vox and for editorials? I don't remember the second part of the question.
And if you got to work with a creative director or input from someone else as well during it?
How did you get to it? Or sorry.
If I got input from the creative director.
Yes.
So I wrote a lot of emails, but not to Vox. But I wrote a lot of emails with my portfolio. But for this one, the art director came to me. I think she was following me on Instagram since a while. And also the topic was really working with my work, I don't know, food. And it was kind of a quick thing because I had only 2 weeks to make 7 illustrations, which is actually not so much when you count that you have to send 2 to 3 sketches for every illustration. So she offered me to help me with the brainstorming. So I wrote some ideas, she brought some ideas, and it was really cool. So for some articles, my ideas were taken, but from some articles I just got inspired from her ideas, and yeah, it was good.
Any other question for Victoria? No. So thank you very much, then.
Thank you.